Hey, and welcome to my craft room. None of you asked, but I thought maybe still there's some that would like to see what it's like in here, because it's a fun mess. So welcome in. So this is a really great room of the house, and we actually wanted to have a bedroom in here, but then found out that the windows don't open, so not the best place for a bedroom, and maybe not the best place for a room that's really filled up with dust and fabric stuff and yeah, textile kind of fibers, but that's what it is for now. So as you can see, this is where I film some of the stuff, and then this over here is where I film other parts. So I have these two different backgrounds, and right now I have just opened a lot of well, like some big bags of fabric that I was so lucky to have donated, so they're just kind of in a pile. I have a basket here of some things that I'm working on at the moment that I'm doing freelance jobs. Then there's also lots of stuff underneath here we don't actually need to see, and I try to use like these IKEA bookcases to store most of my stuff in, and that's really good because there's these boxes that can fit a lot, and then I try to separate them into different categories. So here I have all the different patterns from Simply Sewing that I'm gonna try to see if I can give to somebody soon. This is a really good IKEA thing as well, and this has all the paper that I'm working on, and yes, Jolina helped me write the labels for this, and it's just collage stuff, different paper, also different art pieces that I've made and the girls have made and just gathered through time. It's just fun to have that so you can easily get it and see it. Then I have these baskets just standing around as well with like this is containing some scarf makeover bits, because I'm working on an ebook right now with all my scarf refashions, upcycles. And I have lots of piles, so this is also a pile of some works in progress and different things that I'm kind of at different stages with. So I know, okay, this has reached this stage or whatever. So I like batch working, so I try to gather things up so I don't just do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but I can do a lot at the same time. The windowsill is really dusty, so don't get too close. But it's good because we have a lot of light coming in, so that's nice both when working and also when filming. And Alan was so nice, so sweet, so kind to help put up the lights in the ceiling, or like close to the ceiling, because they were standing around before and I would bump into them and they would fall on the floor and the bulbs would break. That's annoying. So now we have them up there, so when I need extra light, it doesn't matter right now that much because of like how bright it is outside, but that's really nice. And then we have the extra one standing over there, so when I need to move a light around, and I have learned from my mistakes, so now I'm taking out the bulbs when I'm not using them so they can fall to the floor without any accidents happening.
Nice.
Yes, that's super nice. And this is my waste paper basket full of stuff. Then I have this really ugly little drawer down here that I remember we bought it when we lived in Acton. So I remember like from that weird like, do you remember it, like a weird shopping place? But anyway,
it was a very small mall with just some random little shops. And
it was not good.
No.
But this holds all my serger thread, and it's always nice to have cool colors of this, even though most of the stuff is just sewn with white or beige or grey or black. But I like to have it. And my trusty faff machine that I really love, and it's so great. That's awesome, and it's everywhere so dusty. My serger as well, and this is overflowing with threads.
Yeah.
Yes, and there was a lot of thread in the big bag of stuff that was donated to me, so I have so much now that it doesn't fit. Before I got that thread, it just fit. When I put it in there correctly, everything fit and I could close it was like I was at that stage where it was perfect amount of thread. Now I have too much thread, so I have to sew some more. And then we have these I want to say beautiful things. They're maybe not so beautiful, but they're really good because you can see what's in them, and when you need something you can also just take it out. You have to wiggle a little bit and then take it out, and then you can bring it to where you're working with it. So apart from this last one, that just won't go in. So I have my polymer clay, I have napkins for decoupage stuff, I have my faux flowers, I have buttons, I have markers for textile stuff. I also have my
Mini discs.
retro mini discs because I bought this mini disc stereo secondhand because I found all my old mini discs and I just wanted to listen to them. So when I am in my sewing room, I am either listening to podcasts or then I'm going into 2001 mode and listening to my mixed mini tapes collection, which is awesome. And then it's just different tubs of this is like, I had at some point written on them on some tape, but a lot of that has fallen off, and then I started writing on them with actually a marker, and yeah, that will then not come off, so I didn't continue doing that. So this is remnants over there, and this is actually some stuff that I want to use soon. This is some fabric that I dyed myself last summer for a big project, and I'm thinking about doing a big curtain, so I actually wanted to find that and bring it out, and that is very cool. And also just some more white sheets that I never got around to dyeing on that I'm going to finish up. And I'm just gonna put that here, and it smells like summer, and it smells like dye and like that special kind of textile paint. It's weird, but I kind of like it. Here we have works in process that I don't want to take down because that's really pushed in with a lot of force. And this is leftovers from a book that I'm making with a Danish publishing house, and made out of bed linen. So this is all kind of retro, vintage, secondhand bed linens, and the leftover bits from that book. So if you look down into this, you can see some of all the different colors and patterns that will be in that book. So that's just the extra bits, and I'm probably gonna make some project bags or something else with that. And I have a lot of these project bins of stuff that is in process I have to do something with. And then I have my bias tape box. Bias tape is super great. There's some elastic that's also snuck in. And these are these big rolls of elastic tape that I use for waist, the waist tubes, putting in skirts and trousers and leggings. And this is 50 meters, and I have probably used many of them in my time. So I once tried to calculate it actually how many meters of elastic I have used, and that was scary. I have my nice small elastic narrow bands from when I was into mask making.
Very nicely sorted.
Yes, and then zippers that aren't so nicely assorted, but big different variety of zippers, nice colors, and to make sure that you always have some. And there was also a big zipper lot in the donation, so lucky me. And other decorative bands and elastics and tapes and ribbons. More bands and stuff. Quilted material, both quilted on one side and just quilted on both sides as well. Embroidery pieces that I have a plan to upcycle to make lots of different things with. Velour and just a lonely pom-pom. But velour remnants and also kind of the velour pieces as well. And there's a little bit of very narrow corduroy. And that's a project that has been in there for a couple of years, that let's just forget about that because I don't know if that will ever amount to anything. Felt, all types of wool felt and like synthetic felt. Thicker fabric. This is a work in project for a new book idea, and here we have like, this is one of my favorites because that's some of all the stuff I did last summer that is also put into a big kind of, it's been organized because I had a specific plan, but this is the home printed and dyed fabric, all the different sheets that I had donated to me that I then tried to paint on for a special idea as well. So I don't know when I'm gonna have time to actually do something about that, but you can always dream, and this is staying in that tub. Paper, cut out some things for collages, different patterns, not all of my magazines, some of my magazines, like I collected Molly Makes and Simply Sewing for a long time. More self-printed fabric, some different beads, something for a Christmas project, some kind of thick felt that I'm not sure what to do with, but I can't throw it away just yet. My embroidery box with lots of nice color threads, and then this last little drawer station. Can you see that I've almost just cleaned this?
It does look very nice.
Yes, and yes, very nice. Not this one. It just has only important stuff, but you have to search a bit to find it. This is mostly embroidery patches, a little cat bus pencil case, a remote for this that doesn't work, ribbons, and little pom-pom trims, cool things, and secret stuff. Yes.
Very nice.
And then, yeah, like if you want to have like a sewing channel or a crafting channel, of course you need a bit of equipment. And I have those lights, and they're also good to have, but if you just have some good sunlight, that's also something you can get really far with. You can see I have some different, what's it called, stands? Stands. That one is actually borrowed from work, and when I start working this soon I have to give that back, of course, but that was just had that out, so that was quite good. This is like an arm that you can move about. You can't actually do that much with it, but it kind of has my microphone attached to it, which I then had in front of the camera last time I filmed, so it was focused on the microphone. That was really good. This is a massive thing. We ordered this, and I don't know how it was shipped because it's so heavy.
It was just a big box.
It was just a big box.
A heavy box.
You ordered it. It was crazy. But this is good because you can put different mount on, and then you can actually have both the DSLR and smartphones on it, and then you can do the cool kind of overview looks. And then of course if you need something that kind of looks half over your shoulder or something, you can use this super professional mounted with tape clamp that you can then kind of squeeze into the position you want. So there is a lot of stuff, and when I look at this place I get, yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. But hey, this is what you can, you know, this is the fun part of being creative, and as long as you can you know, just enjoy the mess for what it is, and just enjoy that you can always go and find something. I can choose to be bored, of course, but I don't ever have to be bored because I can always just go and find something. I'll also always have thread on my socks or dust on me of some sort, and that's the life here in this house.
Yeah, it's lucky that you have so much IKEA things you can put it all in.
Yes, not sponsored by IKEA, but this is really good. Yeah, and these are also awesome. We used to have them in our old house, and we have had a couple of more sets of them, and then we used them to build a cool day bed on. And that was they've been like in many different versions of day beds or sofas, but now they're in here, and it's like a really good wide drawer for, yeah, this has twill and satin, and oh my god, I don't know when I'm ever going to use all this up, but
you have it.
I have it. And then cottons and yeah, more cottons and some stretch, and they're just like, they're really good drawers. And of course you can see here behind we have the messy not so very nice mirror, but these boards here where you I have used them as backdrops for some of the photo shoots I've done, and they're painted on both sides. So right now they're 4 very, very bold colors. So they of course can be repainted, so they can be put in front of this, both to make it look a little bit nicer, but also to simply use as a backdrop, so you don't have to roll down paper and stuff. So there's a lot of things in this. It's not just about sewing some stuff and putting it out, but being creative and trying to show it off. That sounds wrong, but trying to actually show people what you do.
Yeah.
Well, you don't need all this stuff. This is just because I like stuff. And I'm also lucky that people give me stuff, and I can't say no. So I have a lot of stuff.
You've got rid of quite a lot of things you don't use or haven't used.
Yeah. And I've just, you know, my nan has given me a lot of fabric that she didn't want anymore, and it's just, I've worked in a recycling place, so I've hoarded a lot from there as well. Yeah, lucky that I've got some kids as well who can enjoy some of it. Cool, thanks for watching. Now you know, if you see the next video where I'm sitting here, then you know a little bit about the mess, how everything is planned out, and where I go to get my zippers or my bias tape or my different fabrics. And if it looks messy on the floor, you know that it's because it doesn't get cleaned that much in here. So that was fun to show you this. So yeah, thanks, bye-bye.
Bye.